What's up, guys? I hope you're all having an amazing Sunday. Welcome back to Kids Church. Have a good time.
That's what you got.
He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars one by one. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes the dream so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Spider-Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Superman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than anyone. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. You're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Bobby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Action Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than anyone. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend.
Hey guys, I really hope you've had a great past couple of weeks, and I really hope you enjoyed today's service. Bye!
Some say you're just a good man. Some say you were kind. Some say you are in the grave. But I say you're alive. Some say you're just a prophet. Some say you were wise. Some say you
Hey, it's that time of the week again. Hey, we're going to bring you a story today. Last week we talked about Smith Wigglesworth, which is all about only believing. God can do anything in your life if you only believe that He can do it. This week we're going to be talking about trusting. Trusting that what God says to do, we should do, because when you put your trust in Him, it is good. It says in Jeremiah 17:7, it says, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord." So today, we're going to be looking at 3 people in the Bible that took trusting in God to a whole new level. Yep, for those of you that have read the Bible a lot, we're talking about Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. They're really funny names, eh? Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Oh, you wouldn't want to say that fast. But anyway, here I go digressing again, kids. Hey, why don't we quickly have a look at the story?
There once were 3 Jewish men named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hey!
When they were very young, they were taken from Israel to live in a place called Babylon. At that time, the king of Babylon was a man named Nebuchadnezzar.
That's it. Almost there.
And he made a gold statue that was 90 feet tall.
Perfect.
The king sent a message for everyone to come to the dedication of his statue. When everyone had assembled, it was declared that people of all races, nations, and languages would bow before the statue and worship King Nebuchadnezzar's statue when they heard the sound of musical instruments. If anyone refused, they would be thrown into a fiery furnace. So at the sound of the musical instruments, all the people bowed to the ground and worshiped. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not, because they were Jewish and would only bow to the one true God. Some of the wise men of Babylon went to the king and told him that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow to the statue.
What?
This made the king very angry, and he asked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego if it was true that they would not bow to the statue. Then he said he would give them one more chance to bow down, and if they did not bow, they will be thrown into the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied that they didn't need to defend themselves against the king. They said, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." The king was so angry with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that he commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be bound and thrown in the fire. The fire was so hot that it killed the soldiers that threw them in. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the flames. But suddenly, the king jumped up and said to his advisors, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them in the furnace?" The advisors said, "Yes." But the king said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around the fire, and the 4th looks like a god." Then the king shouted to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, "Come out!" So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire, and everyone saw that the fire had not touched them. They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar praised the one true God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who had rescued them from the fire. And the king made a new command that anyone who spoke a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would be greatly punished. Then he promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in his court. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in God and were willing to die rather than worship any god but their own God.
Wow. Wasn't that an amazing story? the king made an altar of himself, and he wanted everybody to bow down and worship that whenever the trumpet was blowing. But Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego knew that actually that wasn't what God had told them to do, because the Lord said that you should worship no other God but me. So they wouldn't do it. Even to the king they said, nope, we will not do it. And so they ended up going into the furnace. Isn't that amazing that they trusted in the Lord, that he would protect them even in that fiery furnace? So today, I thought, why not do an experiment? Why not try and make our own furnace?
Ding.
Right, so now it is time for us to do our experiment and see if we can make kind of like a fiery furnace at home. So what I've done is I've got a cup here, and I've put a little bit of water in the cup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this oil also into the cup. Let's have a look. Okay. Put quite a bit of oil in there. Let's go a little bit more. Right. Now, as we can see, oil and water do not mix. And the water goes to the bottom and the oil comes to the top. So we don't need that oil anymore, so I'll just put it over there. You know, and then what we do is we get red food colouring. Or you can use orange if you've got that at home. And then you just put a little bit in there. And a little bit in there. A little bit in there. Oh, that's probably a little bit too much, but oh well, let's give it a go. And then what you do is you get a fizzy vitamin C tablet or a Barocca tablet. Today I'm using a Barocca tablet. So let's have a look. So we just put it in there and that will go to the bottom. And then what will happen is it will fizz up and we should start to see the flames appearing in, look at that. Look at that. Look at the flames appearing. Can you imagine in the fiery furnace that it was so hot that the flames were actually really orange? Look at it. It sort of creates like a flamey appearance, doesn't it? It would probably be better if we had used orange, but today, for today's purposes, we didn't have any orange, so we used red. But it creates like a fiery furnace. Isn't that cool? You can just picture Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego being in the midst of those flames where they were lapping all around them and they were going up and down, and yet right in the middle was our Saviour, Jesus. Jesus was in the middle with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So, that is our experiment today. Now, hopefully that would work a little bit better for you at home than it has for me, but it's still, you get the point. So, yeah, that was our attempt to make a fiery furnace at home without having to use flame. Hey guys, I think it's now time for our memory verse.
Memory verse, Hebrews 12, 1-2. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us.
Let's try this again.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd to the life of faith, let us strip off every that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily us up, and let us run with the God has set before us.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 2.
We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne.
Let's try this again.
We do this by our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and our faith. Because of the awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its. Now he is seated in the place of beside God's throne.
Hebrews 12, 1-2. All together now.
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside God's throne.
Wandering into the night, wanting a place to hide this weary soul, this vagabond. And I try with all my might, but I just can't win the fight. I'm slowly drifting, a vagabond. Just when I ran out of road, I met a man I didn't know, and he told me that I was not alone. Picked me up, turned me around, placed my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, because he healed my heart, changed my name, forever free. I'm not the same. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, I thank God. I cannot deny what I see. Got no choice but to believe. My doubts are burning like ashes in the wind. So long to my old friends. Burden and bitterness, you can just keep it moving. Hey, nah, you ain't welcome here. From now till I walk streets ago, I'll sing of how you saved.
so much for watching this week's Kids Church. Hope you guys enjoyed the worship and the message. Anyways, hope to see you next week. Bye!